Hey, BuckRunKids, welcome to Expedition 21, A Dangerous Detour. I'm Pastor Scott, this is Mr. Seth, and we're so excited to be with you this week on the BuckRunKids show. You don't look excited. What's wrong, Mr. Seth?
I'm a little unhappy. It's been a rough week and just been unhappy, so I'm trying to find ways to just get myself happy again.
Oh, okay.
So I thought to myself, what makes people happy? Coffee. So I went and got a coffee. Been drinking it for the last 2 hours, but I don't feel any happier.
Oh, yeah. Well, coffee, I mean, no one loves coffee more than me, but coffee actually is not where you're going to find
Oh, I know.
You figured it out?
I think I figured it out.
Great.
See, smarts, becoming smarter, wisdom. You know how I'm big on this whole smart thing.
Yes.
I know. So I thought, who's one of the smartest people I know?
Oh.
Dr. York.
Oh.
So
He is
went to
smart.
Dr. York's office, got him a book. I'm going to read this book 1,300 pages in the next, 3 days, and I'm going to be smarter. I'm going to be smarter, and that's going to make me happy.
Well, we've talked about the importance of learning, and that is a great book. But actually, Mr. Seth, you're not going to become happy.
Yes, you're right. I'm not. Because what makes you happy is technology. I got my phone. I know how the kids, they have their Xbox and stuff like that. Well, don't worry about it. I've got my cell phone, and I can just get on my phone or play games, or I can, look up different things, and that'll make me feel better, won't it?
No. Just because everyone else is on their phone a lot doesn't mean that that's making them happy. That's actually not where you're going to find happiness, just in a simple cell phone. It's not going to.
Interesting.
It's not going to work. You see, what you really need.
I know. Yes, you're right. It's so clear to me now.
Oh,
so clear.
You really figured it out?
I think so.
Okay.
You know me.
Oh,
You've been working on this, I think I figured this out.
Okay.
All three. So, make me happy is if I get my coffee, my phone, and my book, read while on the phone and drinking my coffee.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Maybe to some. But I'm on to something, aren't I?
No, but you actually are really going to grow this week, I think, and learn from our expedition together.
Haven't read yet.
Well, you should, because this week on this dangerous detour, we continue to look at Solomon, the wisest person that ever lived. Yet we see, as we open to the book of Ecclesiastes, that he is who took a dangerous detour. He who knew what was right, who knew where to find contentment and happiness. He fell into the sin of looking to earthly possessions as a thing to find happiness. Do you think you've ever done that?
Way on the fork?
He did take the wrong fork in the road. Yeah. And he began to look at earthly things as the source of his happiness. Yet, as we know from reading the Bible, that God is who created all things. Yeah. All things belong to God, including us. And we were created for his glory. And if we begin to make him not the most important thing, say we elevate a drink or being smart or a phone over God and do these things without God, we're going to be unhappy.
Not a good move, huh?
No. So it's good that you're thinking through this, and it's good that you're going to have the opportunity, along with all the BuckRunKids, to walk through the book of Ecclesiastes this week. Because your phone's not necessarily a bad thing. It's what you do with it that makes it good or bad. So there's ways that you could connect with people or read about God and focus on him, that would be really good for you. And reading's a good thing. We read our Bible every week. I know you care a lot about being smart. You talk about that almost every week, and you have grown in your knowledge. But when we're reading the Bible, if we're just reading it to say that we did it, or if we're just reading it to get smarter, but we're not doing it to grow in our relationship with God, it's not going to help us either. So this week we need to read from the book of Ecclesiastes, but we need to do it with God in mind, that we want to do it with God and for God. And even when we're not understanding or we pray. We want to pray to God because God is one that loves us and loves to interact with us. So, BuckRunKids, you have a great opportunity this week to learn about the importance of God and how everything else is vain. You'll see that word this week. Vanity, vanity.
Yes.
Everything is vanity but God. So God was there before everything. We're actually reminded of that in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, our spotlight verse.
Yes.
Snapshot verse.
Hey, you got it. Say, spotlight, snapshot.
You knew what
I knew what he meant.
Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember also your Creator in the days of your youth, before the evil days come and the years draw near, of which you will say, I have no pleasure in them. It goes on to talk about how God was there before all things. God made all this stuff. So our phones are cool, coffee's awesome, but none of that matters in light of God. So focus this week on God and learn to find true happiness is living and being inside the will of the Lord, not trying to find it in earthly things. So I want you to think, BuckRunKids, this week. We know some things that Mr. Seth tries to find happiness in.
Hey, Pastor Scott.
Yes?
There's no pictures.
Oh, no, there's 0 pictures. It is just...
Where's the crowns?
Don't write in that book. I want you, BuckRunKids, this week to think about when you're unhappy, what do? Do you try to go play with a toy? Do you want to go be with somebody? Or do you turn to God? Do you ask God to help you? Do you pray? Yeah. Do you read the Bible? Think about that. And if you're not sure, ask your parents, hey, when you see me get upset, what do you see me try to do first? So don't just read the Bible. Read it with God in mind. Seek to grow in your relationship with God, and then seek to apply what you're learning. You probably are not looking to coffee to make you happy. But you probably do have something that in your sin you do turn to. So think about that and then put off that thing. Maybe you need to give it a break until you learn to be able to use that thing for the right reason. So I'm proud of you, BuckRunKids. I'm excited for you to think about that this week and to do that exercise. And hopefully next week we'll see a really happy Mr. Seth, not because of the things of this world.
I'm already feeling better.
But because of the Bible.
That's right.
You know, there's something about talking about the Bible that helps that.
Oh, man.
And that's why I'm glad that we all get to spend time together each week on the BuckRunKids Show. So it's good to see you. You got to go, though. You've got an expedition to go on.
I do, too.
In the book of Ecclesiastes. We'll see you later, BuckRunKids.